On a bustling city street, life rushes by. Cars honk, people chatter, and footsteps echo against the pavement. Amid the chaos sits a man named Tom. His face is worn, his clothes tattered, and a small pile of belongings neatly arranged beside him. Tom isn't just another face in the crowd. He's a survivor, someone who's faced hardship with quiet resilience. On this particular day, as the sun dips low and the shadows stretch across the street, something catches Tom's eye. A wallet lies near the curb, accidentally dropped in the frenzy of the city's hustle. Little does Tom know, this forgotten item will change his life forever. Tom picks up the wallet, brushing off the dust. As he flips it open, he's startled by what's inside. A wad of crisp bills, numerous shiny credit cards, and an ID with a familiar name, Robert Willis. Even someone like Tom, who's been disconnected from the world of wealth and privilege, recognizes it. Robert Willis, a billionaire businessman whose face has been plastered across the news and magazines countless times. For a moment, Tom feels the weight of his situation. That cash could mean a warm meal, a place to sleep for a night, maybe even a fresh start. But deep down, he knows what he must do. "It's not mine," he whispers to himself, tucking the wallet securely into his bag. This simple decision, to choose honesty over desperation, marks the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Determined to return the wallet, Tom begins to figure out how to contact its owner. Without a phone or access to the internet, he knows it won't be easy. He glances at Robert's ID, memorizing the address on it. After asking around for directions, he realizes the address belongs to one of the city's most major corporate towers, far away, unreachable on foot. Reaching into his pocket, Tom counts the few coins he has left. Enough for a one-way bus ride, but little else. He pauses for a moment, questioning himself. Is this worth it? Should he even bother? But once again, his moral compass points him in the right direction. He boards the bus and begins his journey to the corporate office, carrying the billionaire's wallet tightly in his hands. Tom steps off the bus and stands in front of the towering building that gleams against the city skyline. The contrast between its marble floors and glass doors and Tom's dirt-smudged clothes is striking. Taking a deep breath, he walks up to the security desk, heart pounding. "I need to see Mr. Robert Willis," he says, his voice trembling. The security guards exchange skeptical glances, their eyes scanning Tom's disheveled appearance. "Do you have an appointment?" one asks curtly. Tom shakes his head, holding up the wallet. "I found this. It's his. I just want to give it back." The guards examine the wallet, and despite their initial disbelief, decide to inform Robert's office. After several tense moments, Tom is led to a private room where Robert himself walks in, his tailored suit and imposing presence filling the space. Robert sits across from Tom, the stark difference in their worlds impossible to ignore. "You asked to see me?" he starts, his tone cautious but curious. Tom nods, pulling the wallet from his bag and sliding it across the table. "You dropped this," Tom says simply. Robert picks up the wallet and checks its contents, his expression softening. "Everything's here," he remarks, almost incredulously. Looking Tom in the eye, he asks, "Why did you bring it back? I'm sure you could have used the money." Tom's answer is unpretentious yet profound, because it's the right thing to do. His words hang in the air, carrying a weight that strikes Robert deeply. For a moment, Robert is silent. Then, he leans back in his chair, shaking his head in disbelief. "Here I am," he says, "someone who has more money than I can ever spend, and I've just been reminded of what true integrity looks like, by you." Moved by Tom's actions, Robert decides on the spot that he wants to help. "I don't believe in coincidences," he says. "You didn't just return this wallet, you returned my faith in humanity." Robert insists on helping Tom, much to the latter's surprise and hesitation. Tom initially tries to refuse, saying, "I don't want charity." But Robert reassures him, "This isn't charity, it's recognition of the kind of person you are." Robert's team arranges a hotel room for Tom to stay in for a few nights. For the first time in years, Tom sleeps on a clean bed with a roof over his head. Robert also gives Tom money to buy new clothes and take care of any immediate needs. But Robert doesn't stop there. Over breakfast the next day, he asks Tom about his past. Tom shares his story, explaining how he once held a stable job but fell on hard times after a series of unfortunate events. "I wasn't always like this," Tom says. "I used to dream, used to hope. Somewhere along the way, I just lost it." Robert listens intently, nodding as an idea begins to form. Robert realizes that Tom doesn't just need temporary help, he needs an opportunity to rebuild his life. Recognizing Tom's work ethic and integrity, Robert offers him a job at one of his companies. "It's just an entry-level position," Robert says, "but it's a start, a second chance." Tom, overwhelmed, agrees. Though nervous about stepping back into a structured world, he's determined to make the most of this chance. He arrives at work dressed in his new clothes, unsure but eager. Slowly, he starts fitting in with his coworkers, earning their respect with his diligence and humility. He begins to save money, taking steps to secure his independence. For the first time in years, a flicker of hope returns to Tom's eyes. He's no longer defined by his hardships, but by his strength to rise above them. As Tom stabilizes his life, he begins to pay it forward. One day, he spots another homeless man sitting on a sidewalk, the image a haunting reminder of his past self. Without hesitation, Tom buys him a meal and shares words of encouragement. Robert's actions created a ripple effect, inspiring Tom to extend kindness to others. This sequence emphasizes how even small acts can lead to a chain reaction of positivity. Over time, Tom and Robert develop a unique bond. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, they connect on shared values and mutual respect. They often sit together to talk about life, dreams, and the importance of giving back. For Tom, Robert isn't just a boss. He's a mentor and friend who believed in him when no one else did. At a company-wide event months later, Robert gathers his employees to share Tom's story. His voice trembles as he recounts the day Tom returned his wallet and changed his perspective on what matters in life. As Robert gestures toward Tom in the crowd, the room bursts into applause. Tom stands, trying to hide his emotion, but the gratitude in his eyes is palpable. Tom, now confident and self-assured, begins dedicating his free time to giving motivational talks. He visits youth centers and shelters, sharing his story of resilience and urging others never to lose sight of their values. Standing before a group of troubled young adults one day, Tom says, "It doesn't matter where you are in life right now. What matters is the choices you make. Always choose to do what's right. It could change everything." One act of kindness can transform lives. Never underestimate the power of doing the right thing. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos that teach moral and life lessons.